All stories shared on this podcast are based on true events, but names and details have been altered to protect the privacy of those involved. This content is for entertainment and educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice.
Welcome to Closing Time with the Lone Rangers. As always, I'm your host, John Washburn, and I am riding with my partner, Andrew Rista, and today we got a really cool guest today. Andrew, why don't you introduce the guy that is live in the studio?
We have the man, the myth, the legend, Jamie Church right here.
Oh, man. The man, the myth, the legend. Jamie Church. He sounds like a country music star.
Yeah.
Introduce him to us.
Country, I haven't gotten that yet, man. I've gotten surfer all the time.
Yeah.
Country music star, though. Let's roll that.
Give me your top 3 country artists.
Dude, I'm not a country dude at all.
All right.
So, I mean, like, can I name 3? Like, I'd have to go way back, man. Like Garth Brooks.
All right.
Travis Tritt. Luke Bryan. That's all I got, man.
That's some old.
That's good.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm not the country guy, man.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's all good. It's all good. I would have thrown in
John?
Eric Church,
There you go. That's why I could have gone last
there
name.
we go.
Correct.
John, what you got? Top 3.
Oh, top 3? Oh, man.
John is
I'm pretty eclectic. Like, does man, top
we could
3
count some
country
like
people.
folk. I think you're thinking like folk country, or like Johnny Cash, like some original.
Yeah, Johnny Cash has got to be up. See, I never know like who counts as country. Does Hootie and the Blowfish count as country? I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Did you know they're from Greenville?
I thought they were from Greenville?
Either someone, the lead singer.
The drummer or something, right?
Yeah,
something
Darius
like that,
Rucker's
yeah.
from Charleston.
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say,
Darius Rucker's from Charleston. I actually met Darius Rucker one time. I was working at a water park, and he and his group tried to come in after hours. He's a cool guy.
Did you tell him no?
I said, did you let him in?
No, he tried to come in after hours, and all my lifeguards were leaving. And I was like, "Sorry, Darius, we can't. We don't. It's like we don't have lifeguards for you." And he was like, "Do you know who I am?" I was like, "Yeah, it doesn't really change anything."
Yeah,
kind of disappointing. Kind of a disappointing experience with him. But I like Darius Rucker, but does that count as country? I don't know. Like Toby Keith, big fan of Toby Keith, but like that's like real country. But I don't know. That was a fun tangent. Like Jamie Church is not a country music star, but he is a real estate star, and that's why we brought him on the podcast today.
Yes.
So Jamie, tell us a little bit about yourself. What drives you in this business?
All right, number 1, we'll talk. Star is a heavy word. I don't know if I'm a star, but we'll try to get there. Man, drives me in this business. Number 1, I love people. I love serving people. And real estate to me is always, it's fun building a brand, right? So I think the biggest thing is I want to help people. I want to serve people. I want to have conversations with people and relationships. And then the sort of secondary thing is, man, I have a blast getting to build the brand and getting to build the team within the brand, right? And when we say team within the brand, it's like dudes like this that I know I can call and Andrew's going to answer or he's going to text me back and I can ask any question anytime and he's got me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, tell us about, so you like building a brand. Tell us about the brand that you have built for yourself and what all has gone into building that brand.
Yeah, man. So I'm a country music star. No, I'm just kidding. But I am real estate agent different, I would say, right? Like I'm the dude in this office that walks around in shorts, sweatshirts, Chacos or Crocs, right? The white Crocs. I'm the guy that I'm pulling up to meet first time home buyers. And that's the way I'm coming up to a showing or a listing agreement. Closing, yeah, man. Yeah. So I get that out. When I come into an attorney's office all the time, you're the buyer, the seller, and I'm like, no, I'm the agent. I get looked up and down a little bit. But yeah, man, I like just to be myself. It's funny. When I first got into the business, I had friends that told me a year or two after, like, Jamie, I don't know if you could. I didn't think you could pull that off. But man, like nowadays, if I showed up in a suit, or even if I showed up, I'll be completely honest, even if I showed up in like khakis and a golf shirt, they would look at me and they would just turn around. Yeah. So I like to be myself. So.
I would probably start to ask you like questions about whether you've been kidnapped or with whether your family. Does someone have your family? Like you wearing a shirt and tie, I'd be like, yo. Are
100%.
you blink twice
Correct.
if your family is,
There's something going on
like,
here.
If you're in trouble, because I've never seen you in a shirt and tie.
Yeah, the shirt and tie. I mean, I've not done. I'll be completely honest. So I mean, way back when I first got out of college, I did accounting. So I was sitting in a cubicle for 14 months, and that was shirt and tie, Jamie. Yeah. And there was a brief moment where I was like, man, I can be businessman Jamie and grow like old and fat. That didn't happen. So yeah, shirt and tie. I mean, it does not happen often at all.
That's so awesome. Yeah,
that's really interesting. I feel like I used to have when I was a school teacher, I had this. Well, when you're a school teacher, you have like these canned little monologues that you would give to each class every year, like at different points in times. So like when I would teach seniors, I had like 12 to 15 monologues that I would give to every single class, like at different points in the year. And one of my monologues was on authenticity. And I would tell the kids that, people will forgive you of a lot of different things, right? And they'll look past a lot of different things. But one thing they'll always see right through is when you're not being real with them, right? Like people like you can really mess up and hurt them badly. And they'll forgive you of that. But when you're fake with people, man, they hate that.
Yeah.
And so, it's funny,
I
suit
still
and tie.
remember him telling, because he was my.
That's right. Yeah. That connection.
Yeah.
Suit and tie Jamie. That's not it. But Chaco Jamie, that's it. I can imagine, did you have people when you were starting out, did you have, like your team leaders or people that you were working for that tried to tell you to be someone different, that tried to tell you like you have to do it a different way?
Yeah, so the answer is yes, and yes, and I won't go too much further in detail. So so there is some of that, like that question is asked like, did it happen and has it stopped? So did it happen? Yes. I mean, there are definitely right. I mean, the cool thing with real estate too is right, there's a bazillion of us, right? So everybody has their own way. Some people think that their own way is the way, but
Sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm White Crocs all day. Yeah. I mean, the quick sort of sidebar story to that is I did House Hunters on HGTV within like the first year of being in the business, I guess. Right. And I show up to House Hunters wearing, I think I wore shorts and like a sweatshirt and Crocs. And like, even the film crew looked at me and they're like, dude, you are the first real estate agent that we've ever done with that's rocking the White Crocs. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah. Got it.
Dude, I was going to say too, like, it's kind of the same thing in our industry with loan officers. Like when you have a boss, right? Like if you close deals, like I think we want, obviously we don't want anybody breaking industry rules, right? Doing anything illegal. But at the same point, like going with authenticity, if you're being yourself and you are closing deals, it's almost like, okay, well, you should keep doing what you're doing, and Jamie closed a lot of deals. So I think that's helped him just be confident in himself and
another story.
Be who I
right?
am.
Yeah, it's another story. If I'm 4 years in, I've done 2 deals total.
Yeah,
right?
it's like maybe we need to change some stuff, or maybe this isn't for you. But
that's right.
It's pretty cool.
So what has helped you build your brand besides just authenticity? What have you tried to lean into to help grow the Jamie Church brand?
Yeah, I mean that's a good question, man. I mean, that's like the real estate 101, sort of how to grow, all that type stuff. I mean, for me, I love having fun on social media. That's Instagram, Facebook, trying to get into YouTube a little bit, right? Same thing, right? Like if you go pull up my Instagram page, I am just as different there as I am here, right? Like I'm not hey, here are your market stats, all this type of stuff. Like I will make fun of myself and sort of make fun of buyers, sellers, market. So I love that. And then, man, just going back to authenticity and who you are. It has been probably within the last couple of years sort of struck me just that like, hey, to your point, right? Like people want to work with people they know, like, and trust. And so I would say early on in my sort of real estate career, it's like if you get these random leads, like I'm trying to work those all the time, right? But it's a random email, random phone number. I still if I get a random lead, like I'm still touching base, but my efforts now are sort of like I am pushing the people that I know, right? So, I mean, that's texting, calling, doing the handwritten letters, all that type of stuff. So that's sort of like what I would say is sort of bread and butter to me now. Yeah, 100% sphere, right? Yeah. Like it's not like the buying leads I get people that do that and all that type of stuff, but that sounds tough, man.
I will say too, I don't know if you don't want me to leak this strategy, but I don't know if you.
Oh yeah, you can leak it, dude.
I don't know if you really do it anymore, but Jamie used to do Craigslist leads.
And I still do to a point.
Yeah, yep. and he's kind of innovative because like there's people that look at leads as like which are better, which are worse, and then there's people that are like it doesn't really matter. I just need more of them, And Jamie, he told me right up front like, hey man, I do Craigslist leads. I'm gonna send you some. And how many deals have you closed off of Craigslist?
I've gotten I think 3 clients. 5 deals, because one of those clients have now done 3. And
you've been in the industry what for
4 years?
4 years, so about a deal a year, almost a little more than that, a deal in a quarter.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people would say, "Oh, I'm never wasting my time with that," but it's just like we've talked about on other podcasts, consistency and innovative. And he's just like, I mean, sometimes he sends me a lead and I call them and they're like, "Hey, I'm trying to rent, bro." Like, it's like,
but I will call it. But again, man, this goes back to that team, right?
Yeah,
like Andrew knows this, and I'll call Andrew before I do it. I'm like, dude, I have no clue about
Craigslist
this
lead coming your way.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's also like for me, it's to know like, hey man, this does work. It's not. I'm not taking like 50 calls a day, but it's like every once in a while we'll get one. So yeah, he's an innovative guy.
But I think, I mean, to Andrew's point too, like innovative or not innovative, right? I mean, y'all talked about it in other podcasts, right? Like it all goes back to your process, right? And so if you got that process in place, you sort of trust that results will follow and rock and roll from there.
Good stuff.
That's awesome. Okay. So now that we know Jamie a little bit, it's time to transition into one of our favorite parts of every podcast where Jamie gets to share with us one of his crazier loan stories.
I'm ready.
So before we get into it, quick reminder for Jamie. Quick reminder for our listeners, all of the names and details in these stories have been changed to protect the innocent and the not so innocent, right? So this story is going to be based on real events. Jamie is not making any of it up, but we will be using fictional names that have a Western theme because this is closing time with the Lone Rangers, right? So these names are going to have Western themes like Buck Rollins or Miss Dottie conditions just to keep things fun and compliant. All right, Jamie, take us into the Wild West of one of the crazier loan transactions that you ever got to work on. And don't abridge anything. Don't speed through it. You're talking to real estate people that love real estate stories. Take your time with it. Be as descriptive as possible. Peel back every single layer of the story. And Andrew and I might take time to interrupt you and ask you follow-up question after follow-up question because we love this sort of stuff.
We want all the pain.
All right, we'll go all the pain. All right, so we go. So it's 1885.
All right,
my buyers, Sheriff Roger and Julie.
All right, perfect.
Sheriff Roger and Julie, let's go.
They're rolling up in their wagon wheel, man. They're going to Prescott, Arizona. We'll call it Prescott because apparently that's what the locals call it. So this is a few years ago, back in 1885.
Beautiful.
Back when the market is crazy, right? So you pull up to a house.
Legendary summer of 1885.
Yeah. 100%, man.
Terrible.
There are 18 other wagon wheels right there. They all want that same house.
Yes.
So my buyers, Sheriff Rogers, Julie.
Yes.
They are looking for their first house. Their budget, they are pre-approved in a conditional Western loan. Mm-hmm. Not the biggest budget, right? So they call me and they say, "Hey, Jamie, I want to get a house for my family. We got 2 of us. We got 1 kiddo. We don't need the biggest house, but we also don't have this crazy large budget. But we're conventional, so let's go looking for houses." Okay. So we go looking for houses. We look at 5 or 6 houses. Every house that we go to has a minimum of 18 little wagon wheels pulled up, right? Mm-hmm. We write a few offers. We're competing against, 11 other offers, 9 other offers, rejected.
And this is 1885, so probably half of these offers are like just straight cash offers.
100%,
You have
man.
like no chance.
They're gold. They're like, here's your gold.
Dude.
I'm gonna go dig it out of my backyard, and then go there. So it's gold. They're like, man, I'm just gonna take it. No conditions. Yeah, everything rolled down. So we got through. We get late in spring. We get mid spring. We start this process in midwinter. There, and then they're like, Jamie, we sort of give up, right? We don't want to do this. It's too crazy. Mm-hmm. So I say, all right, well, we'll keep an eye on it. So a couple months passes. There is this house, right, out there in Prescott that for whatever reason has been on the market for 2.5 months, which at that time, right, in 1885 is like
unheard of,
right? It hits their price point. It's a little rough around the edges. It's in a good area, not great area, but it would work. So we go look at it. They're like, all right, let's do it. So we actually we were the only offer at that point. We offer them $10,000 less in gold than what they say, right? Which again, at that point in 1885, like that's almost unheard of as an agent to even write an offer like that. But you're like, all right, let's do it. So seller comes back, says, all right, let's go. So we're under contract in this house. We are under contract at a little less than list. With a conventional loan, right? So should be pretty easy peasy.
Yeah, you're approved by the big bank.
I'm approved by Wild West Bank 101 out there. They're like, hey man, we're good. And Wild West 101 Bank, the lender sort of knows me, right? So there's sort of this referral thing, right? So there's a little bit of personal connections going on. So everything's good for the first 3 or 4 days, right? We get inspections lined up, and then about 5 days later, Wild West 101 banker calls me and says, hey, Jamie, guess what? We thought they were conventional, but we get to pull them to FHA, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So
just from a loan officer perspective, I don't know how. Like, I was thinking through this when he was telling me, and I was like, man, unless you didn't pull credit, right? Like, unless their DTI, I guess their DTI could have been too high back end. But like,
could be a number of reasons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have made an income
off the top of my
calculation
head, I was
error. Maybe the loan officer did nothing wrong. They had been pre-approved several months ago. Maybe their credit got worse. Now they no longer. Maybe they did originally qualify for a conventional loan. Now they no longer do. Or maybe the loan officer just made an error. I don't know.
That's the difference between. I would just tell you, like, look, bro, they bought a car. Now they have FHA. Or I would be like, yo, I blew it, and now they're FHA.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. So this is also good too, because as I retell the story, right, I jog through more details, right. So this FHA actually comes in probably 10 days after we go under contract, because at this point we have actually had the appraisal done, the conventional appraisal already done, right, and it came in at value. We're going to go there, right? Yeah. And you know, we all know where this is going, right? So, and we'll back up even further, right? So I'm out there in Prescott. I've only been a real estate agent for 6 months at this point. So number one, like I'm learning all of this on the fly, right? So it's like conventional FHA. I know what book wise what it means, but we're getting to it. So we go FHA. I call the seller. They don't like it, but they're like, hey, it is what it is.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Let's just make it happen, right? Yeah, that house has been out there
trying to sell it.
Yeah, for 2 months, right? Yeah. So we go forward, right? A few days passes, FHA appraisal comes back. We can see where this is going, right? So number one, we got a bunch of conditions, and it comes back at over $20,000 under.
No.
Yeah, under our contract price.
That's crazy too, because you already said it started listed higher. And then it finally hit their budget, right?
It did, yeah. So
then you guys offered $10,000 worth of gold below. That's crazy. Yeah, so now this house is just like
this house.
And now we're undercutting it by another $20,000.
$20K.
$100,000.
Oh, I'm sure the sellers are thrilled.
Yep. Yeah. So this is going on at the same time that the conditions are like, dude, you got to replace the water. You know the water heater that's fueled by fire back in Wild West, right?
Oh,
that stuff.
Yeah.
And a few other things, right? So while this is going on, right, my first-time home buyers are also sort of starting to get sort of cold feet, right? Because they're like, we've gone from conventional to this. We don't have, like there's no way we can get there. So myself, seller's agent, we do a little bit of negotiating, right? We're like, hey, what if we meet here? They in theory can make that happen with getting a little bit more gold from under the bed. And then my guys are like, no, I mean, we literally want to be out. I mean, to the point where I brought over sort of pen and paper back then, right? And like, hey, here's the release, right? Because we can't figure this out. Now, again, to Andrew's point, right? This house has been sitting on the market for 2 months. They just won out, right? So it's like negotiating 101, but this was not, I mean, I'll be clear honest, right? It ended up working in our favor, but it was not anywhere near a negotiating tactic, right? Because I was literally like, I'm telling the agent, like, hey, my dudes just won out, right? Not because
they're literally walking away.
Yeah, we literally walking away, not because we want less, just because they just don't. They prayed about the house. They don't feel good about the house. All that type of stuff. So anyway, it finally comes down to where the seller's just like, I want to get rid of this. If your people will just do it at what it appraised for, which now we're $30,000 worth of gold under their original list price back in 1885 when everything was moving within a weekend.
Oh,
right?
man.
So it's like,
that's crazy.
It's crazy. So finally my people are like, all right, we'll do it. We're in, let's keep moving on. Right. So we're FHA, we're 30 under, we're going to go to the appraised value. Now we got to do some conditions, right?
Yeah.
Which again, we've all been there, right? So we're over there like helping them scrape
the peel and paint.
Right? Yeah. We're putting new fire in the hot water heater.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah, doing some wiring type stuff, right?
It's the rainy part of spring, so you got to wait for good weather so you can actually scrape and paint and all that stuff.
Like, my kids are with me. Like, what in the world are we doing? I'm like, man, I'll pay you money if this thing closes.
That's awesome.
Let's just do this.
Oh man,
I'll pay you money.
Yeah. So all right, so we get through that. So we get everything. So FHA appraiser comes back out again. We get conditions
approved, nice,
approved, right?
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, this is good. At the same time, we've also we were contingent on the CO 100. We had the CO 100 done, right? The termite letter. Termite letter says two different things, right? It's got our moisture content. We're good there. It's got no active termites, but it also is marked just like everything in Prescott at the time, right? That basically, hey, it's no active termites, but this thing, it's a 80-year-old house, right? So at some point, right, it's marked as, hey, it's had, what is it? How is that stated? Previous
termite damage,
right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Which again, I'm new agent. I don't overthink this. I'm looking at the moisture content and the fact that it says no active termites. So, so we're good, right?
Has been previously treated for
100%.
termite damage in the past, right?
Yep. So we're good. So all right, so we're good. So we got CO100 done. Appraisal feels good. We're conditions good. So we are on our way to closing, right? So we're closing on a Friday in Prescott at 3 p.m. I have to say. It's Thursday at 12 p.m. I'm in my cool little Wild West saloon with my other teammates. We're having a little meeting. I get I don't know what you would be that. We'll call it a
telegram.
Yeah, we'll call
urgent
it a telegram.
telegram.
Somebody rides up on their horse and is like, "Jamie, check this thing out, man."
Western Union,
100%. Yeah. So I'm like, what is this? So it's a telegram from the lender, and the lender is like, "Hey, Jamie, just as a FYI, the CO 100." It's marked that it has previous termite damage. We need a structural engineer to go out there to check this out to make sure.
John, I've seen at least 3 marked that way, and I've never had any lender tell me I need to go back out. How do you feel about that? Like,
yeah. So this could be a lender overlay. This could be a misinterpretation of what the report says.
Just about like an underwriter?
This could be an underwriter that doesn't do a lot of loans in Prescott, Arizona, and doesn't understand that all homes that were built 80 years ago will say that. And that really all she needs to be looking at is that there is no active termite damage.
Yeah.
It could be any number of things.
Yeah.
But if if the lender says you need a structural engineer or this isn't closing, you're in between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, for sure.
Just seems like Jamie was.
That is where we were. Yeah. That's where we were. And to that point too, again, right? Like I'm 6 months in the business. I think this is going to be my third closing, maybe my second. But the ones before, right? My two others in Prescott before, both had that actually marked, and the lender said nothing. So again, my headspace wasn't there. I get that telegram. I'm like, what in the world? Somehow, because of all my teammates at the saloon, man, like they're like, hey, here is this dude. So within 3 hours, I'm meeting this guy out in Prescott at their house. He's crawling underneath the house. He's like, hey, everything's good. Back to the lender. We're good to go. So Thursday.
Shout out you, man.
Yeah. As of Thursday afternoon, we're good to go. Right. So it's all right. We're good. So fast forward to now it's Friday morning. You know, I'm telegramming the lender a little bit. He's like, hey, and again, this is where, again, I'm still new agent, right? So I'm still learning like this process of like when y'all get these like pen and paper to the documents and all this type of stuff. You know, part of me at this point in life still thinks it just is magic, right? Like somehow it just like happens. I don't know.
Instantly happens.
Yeah, like I don't know how this works, right? So I'm like, what documents? What are you talking about? I thought we're just showing up and like signing. So it's Friday morning. I go to lunch with my wife at this cool little local taco place on the main street, right beside the saloon. Right, I'm in lunch there, man, and again, another dude rides up on horseback with a telegram. And the telegram this time says like, hey, there's almost no way that we get this thing done today because there's an issue with the FHA appraiser now checking off some things. And again, this is like stuff that I've forgotten the why. But anyway, so FHA appraisers not checking off on something that needs to be checked off on. I don't know if we're going to get documents and I'm a pretty chill dude. Like I'm usually just sort of like, hey, we're like, if it happens, it happens. I mean, some of this I think is it's number 3 closing. Some of it, like I needed some gold in my pocket to take care of my family. And then like, I mean, and it's just like headache. And then so I wrote in the telegram back. I'm like, you're going to figure this out. We're going to get this thing done. So telegram goes, it's 12 o'clock. We're closing at 3:30. I go by. So we go to lunch, right? Go by. Then, so I'm on the way to closing. Go by my office a couple little blocks down from the saloon. Get my stone. I don't know what you're writing on, parchment paper and stuff like that, and all this type of stuff. So get everything, and I'm like, all right, I have written at this point. I've already written out an addendum saying that buyer and seller agree to extend to the next week, just on the off chance. But number one, my lender doesn't know I've done. I'm not telling my lender this because I'm like, man, we're getting this thing done. So we show up at closing at 3:30. Again, we're supposed to close at 3:30. My lender's telegramming me back and forth. And it's like, I mean, I don't know if we got this. Finally, about 4:10, he's like, hey, we got documents. I can send them. I can now write them over to the attorney.
Nice.
Yeah. Beautiful. So so finally, at like 5:20 on a Friday afternoon.
Toad's Law.
So yeah.
Not Toad's Law.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just a different place. I meant to say West. I can't because it'll be a law firm.
We'll fix it in post.
Out west.
So the law firm out west, man. So props to the law firm out west. Because number one, they're just sort of looking at me like, what in the world? Number two, documents finally come over at 5:15 p.m. Number three, right, it's Friday. They all want to be out of there.
Oh, of course.
But number four, so they do it. So we stay there. We walk out at 6 p.m. We're closed, right? Like story done, almost. So it's Friday. And again, right, I'm still new agent. I think all this is magic, right? So the whole funding, all this type of stuff,
Was Friday your original closing?
Good.
Learning. Man, I'll be completely honest on that. I have no memory of that. 100, well, I'll say 100%. 99.99% it was not the original close date.
Yeah.
Probably extended a couple times.
100%. So we've already extended 1 or 2 times. So again, I got that addendum in the back pocket just in case. But I know at this point, seller doesn't want to extend, right? And then buyer side, if my buyers, like they're going to be like, man, it's a sign from God to like not do this, right? So you're like, and at this point, right? Again, 1885, man, if you're getting a house for under a list price, like, you're like, all right, you're gonna have a lot of extra gold just right away, right, from sort of the equity. So We sign, we all walk out 6 p.m. on a Friday. Everybody can go downtown on their horses, man, have fun this weekend, all that good stuff. I thought we're good to go, right? So weekend goes by. Monday morning, raining down in Prescott. I just remember this. I do remember this. I'm out at the local horse stop, right? Getting like fuel for the horse. Going into the station, man, I got to get myself a little snack. All of a sudden, horse comes up, telegram. It's from the lender. It's like, hey, Jamie, complete FYI, we have not funded this loan yet. We may not be able, again, my guys have already moved in the property. They may have to move out. Their names are not matching, blah, blah, blah. We still have not funded. But they're like, I think we can make this happen, but we need you to go take this document over to them to get one of my buyers to sign. And I'm just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? So all that being said,
it wasn't the CD, was it?
It was not the CD. It was something, right? Like it was one of these. What do we have? All the names, right? The names, like our aliases and all this type of stuff.
You mean that document we signed every single closing?
Yeah. That one, yes.
I got you.
That one. So it was, so 100%. So it was one of those. And I'm thinking to myself, man, what in the world, dude? I thought, again, this is Jamie Church, 6 months in, 2 or 3 closings in. I'm like, man, I thought when you close, you close. Like, what am
I learning about this industry?
Like, we can take keys back. Like, again, they've got the keys, man. They've been in there for 2 nights. They've got everything moved in. And you're about to make me.
They're about to host their friends and family on Monday night.
Yeah. And you're about to make me be the bad guy and be like, hey. So I go over there, find him. I'm like, hey, man, can you sign this? Don't tell him any reason, because I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, all right, God, you got this. I was like, you got this. I was like, so sign it. He gets it signed, telegram it back to the lender. And then later that day, I do get a telegram from the lender that says like, all right, we're good. We're funded.
Dude.
Little did they know that if they didn't sign that.
Little did they know. So, and again, right, the
sheriff was coming over to their house to kick them out.
Man. And again, right, because we start the story with connections, right? Because this lender is connected to me sort of roundabout way, right? So so it makes it a little harder to be like, hey, lender X, I'm jumping to lender Y. And then also just me being in 6 months, I'm like, maybe everything goes like this. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
me and Jamie have since handled many crazy loans together.
This is true.
One time we had a borrower not sell their house, and they told us she did, and then it didn't report to her credit. And then we were in the middle of a loan, and we closed. Yeah, it was fun.
We did close.
But
we always find out.
Yeah.
We always find out.
Yeah. But I can't. The thing that blows me away about that story is, first of all, I've had nothing similar. I have had a document I needed to get signed after closing, maybe once or twice. I think that's not crazy uncommon. I'll say first off, we do it in.
But you're saying, but at that point, that loan is already funded. Is that correct?
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Normally we do that with this. I don't know, a carrier pigeon.
Yes.
That is, instant. I don't know.
A little bit faster.
Yeah, a little faster, instant. And I can't imagine asking you to go get it signed. Like, hey man, we may have blew this,
but we want you to be the bad guy.
If at the end of the day, if you
that's wild.
If you go to the house and you're telling them like you have to move out, that is probably the worst. Like, John, there's been some bad. I know I've heard stories of like different places, and you've worked at a lot of places, not necessarily us or our team, but things that have happened at lending institutions that it's like, man, that's really bad. That to me is right along the top of like, we blew your loan. You don't qualify for this house. It took us 37 days, 40 days for us to figure out that we blew your loan.
But we let you move in it.
But we let you move in
it,
and now we're going to send the real estate agent to tell you that we blew the loan. Dude, I wouldn't. That is...
I think one of my favorite parts about that story, and I think it's something that we can all sort of relate to very well, is just the whole aspect of you best learn in this industry by doing,
Yes.
right?
100%.
You know, you take the test and you know what a conventional loan is. You know what an FHA loan is. You know that FHA loans have extra requirements. You know that an FHA appraisal might come back different and require chipped and peeling paint. But you don't really know that until you actually have to go over to the house and scrape the paint off yourself and paint it. And then every time you're working with a buyer for the rest of your career, and it's like, should we go conventional or should we go FHA? You're really hoping, like, you're presenting both options, but you're really hoping in the back of their mind that they can go conventional, because you know what'll happen if it has to go FHA and there's the potential to have to scrape chipped and peeling paint off of a house and repaint it, right? And you only really learn those guidelines when you first have to encounter them on a transaction, and then you never forget them for the rest of your career. And it's that's a transaction that it was like there were 7 of those on one transaction that you'll never forget.
A lot of learning,
right?
So much learning. I still can't, like, even just, I don't know, the weight of that as a loan officer, that would be so hard to deal with. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm glad it worked out. They're in their house.
I'm glad it worked out.
Honestly, if they bought in 1885, they probably have a ton of.
They should, They do have equity. They definitely have some gold equity.
I can't imagine how 100%. Much that house is worth now.
Yeah, 100%. Probably way more than what they bought it for.
100%.
Yeah, that's a great story. Crazy story.
Well, Jamie, for people that are listening in your area, if they're buying or they're selling, what is the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Man, I would say give me a call, 864-380-9082, or just find me, man, social media. I like to have fun. So Instagram, Facebook, even YouTube, just search Jamie Church Realtor. You'll find me. Let's connect. We'll figure out what you want to do, where you want to be, have a little fun doing it, and make it happen.
Probably make a funny video that you will laugh at.
100%. So. That's the goal.
The funny thing about his content is, like, you're like, oh, I don't like, if you're a buyer, you're like, oh, I don't understand this video. But then you'll find one that's like a funny video about buyers. He makes funny videos about real estate agents. Make fun of loan. You make fun of loan officers too.
I do, correct. 100% make fun of loan officers.
Yeah.
But
well, there's a lot to make fun of. There's so much content available there, so I'm sure that's a gold mine.
Yeah.
If you're hanging out in the upstate of South Carolina, look for a guy in Chacos eating tacos, and that might be Jamie 100%. Church. Right.
Amen.
Yes.
If you weren't doing real estate, we know you wouldn't be an accountant, but what do you think you would be doing?
100%, man. Something with people. So my sort of midlife deal, like from the accounting, where I was before accounting, but after accounting and before real estate, I was a triathlon coach. So I was swim, bike, run. I mean, I would probably do, and this sounds crazy, I'd probably be a swim coach right now. I still, do a lot of that. I do a lot of, So here now that we pull back from the Wild West, right? Like if we're back here where I am, we have a cool like summer swim program that has, each neighborhood has their own swim team. There's like 31 of them. So I coach our neighborhood swim team. There's like 200 kids, have a blast doing it. So if I wasn't doing real estate, I'd probably be like full-time swim coaching right now, maybe. So
Nice. Yeah. Nice. Cool. What's something that your clients usually say about you after they finish working with you?
That's a good question, man.
That's a great question.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like the review stuff, I've tried to get like the review game going a little bit on Google and stuff like that. So I don't look at those a ton, but I think they say typically I'm I communicate well. Yeah. So I'm probably like over the top, right? But I will drop, man. I love the thing that I've gotten into recently, and Andrew probably attests, is I'll do these like audio text messages, right? Which are probably sound cool on my end, but when you're receiving them, you're like, man, I got to listen to stuff. I'll do a bunch of video messages, right? Like if I got sellers, I got two sellers that are closing next week, right? So I'm dropping a video to them pretty much daily. Like, hey, here's what we expect today. Communication, probably which I think is good, man. I think as a real estate agent, right? Well, and just life, period. That's like one of the easiest things to do, but it's also, I always tell my swim team kids, man, like easy things are obviously easy to do because it's the definition of them, but easy things are also so easy to not do. Yeah. And then it's just like, it's missed, right?
Yeah, over
I
time,
work
they
with
make
a-
a huge difference. Yeah.
I work with a real estate agent up here that, when we're working on deals together, he'll often call me, but if I miss it, he'll send me one of those audio messages. I love it
Okay,
because
so
it's
yeah,
so much easier. It's so much easier. It'll be like a 2 minute, but he'll tell me
Yes.
everything he needs
that's what
in
it is.
that.
100%.
Yeah.
And then like he'll tell me that and I'll listen to it and then I'll call him back and it honestly,
good.
it's awesome.
Good to know.
So
Yeah, I like
it's
it. I'm good with it. Yeah.
I appreciate it. All right. Jamie, give us that number one more time so
Yeah,
people
man.
can find out where to get you.
All right, hashtag it Jamie Church Realtor. And then we'll go number wise is 864-380-9082.
What a guy.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, thanks again for riding with us today. Jamie, thanks for sharing a story that proves why we do this podcast in the first place. Every week, we're hearing stories from loan officers, agents, and title professionals that remind us that getting to the closing table and even sometimes getting into the home is never boring, right? So if you enjoyed today's podcast episode, be sure to subscribe, share it with someone in the industry, and leave us a review. Until next time, I'm Jonathan Washburn. This was Andrew Rissa and Jamie Church.
See you guys.
This has been Closing Time with the Loan Arrangers, where the only thing crazier than the interest rates is the stories.